Alright guys, what's up? It's Tim, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some top tips, some pro tips to improve in Call of Duty Warzone. So if you're interested in the video, make sure to leave a like, watch the whole thing, and if you enjoyed the whole video, make sure to subscribe at the very end, and you can be up to date for the new videos that I drop, which will probably be about Warzone. Alright, so kicking it off here with number one is going to be to watch for flares in the sky. This is something a lot less talked about than other tips. And by the way, before I continue, I designed this list around trying to be less generic. You know, I don't want to just be like ping everything, move in when the gas comes in. Like, I don't want to talk about extremely obvious things. Like, some of these things are probably more so obvious, especially the more you play. But hopefully these are more advanced tips. They're not just like straight up here, do this, do that. And hopefully it's not stuff that you've seen like a million times already. So going back to the list, number one is to watch for flares. So flares are nearby when people redeploy, people buy things back, buy people back from the buy stations. And also when people are capturing recon contracts. Now keep in mind that this also applies to you and your team. When you're buying people back, when you are capturing a recon objective, a contract, you will most likely probably be encountering people pretty soon because everyone will know where you are. It sends a flare up to the sky and it makes a noise. It's pretty audible. Most people can hear it if you're relatively close. So my recommendation is if you have a heartbeat, if you have a UAV, probably call that in as soon as you start redeploying or start capturing an objective. My next tip is to be careful on landing spots. I want to list off the hot drops that I've experienced in Warzone so far. So we have airport, superstore, lumber, hospital, train, port, storage town, and quarry. So if you needed to look at that list again or something, just replay the video. But almost anywhere with multiple contracts nearby is also probably going to be decently hot as well. Decently hot as in you're probably not going to be the only person or team in that vicinity. There's probably going to be a small team nearby, maybe multiple. And I think by a hot drop, I'm more so referring to like 3 to 4 to 5 teams are most likely going to land in that vicinity, obviously being a hot drop. So it's going to be a lot of pistol warfare there. My third tip is a little on the generic side, but it's going to be to choose the best loadouts. And I'm going to leave a link to my best growl class in the description down below, so go check that out. I will also be making a lot more loadout videos, trying to be more creative with it. I don't want to just give you the best of the best all the time. I want to give you guys something fun to use, And so I'm going to be experimenting with that and probably giving you guys, there's going to be a playlist of some Warzone fun classes, some underrated classes, so be on the lookout for that. But as far as if you want to be successful and improve, I would highly recommend the Growl just because it has extremely good range and very little recoil. It doesn't have great damage, but because of the magazine clip when you make the class with 60 rounds, it's going to be pretty beefy. You can take out multiple people. Again, the recoil is like extremely minimal, but the damage is lacking in comparison to some other assault rifles. Okay guys, now I wanted to transition into the next part of the video where I'm going to be showing you guys my settings for Call of Duty Warzone. So as you can see here, I do play on default button layout. I don't know, I'm just super used to it. Dead zone, you don't really need to worry about too much. I have it set as whatever is default and honestly hasn't mattered to me. Obviously, we got horizontal and vertical sensitivity here. I like to spin around a lot. I like to spin pretty fast. So this is just what I'm comfortable with. You got your ADS sensitivity multiplier. Honestly, I could probably tone it down a little bit for the high zoom, but I don't really high zoom that much anyway. Aim response curve, it doesn't really matter. I just go linear. I don't like vibration on the controller. Moving on down here, some things that actually do matter. This one is really important. So for multiplayer, I like to use this tap to reload for the use reload behavior because honestly, when you're picking things up, if you have the contextual tap and you just accidentally tap your button, if you're standing over a weapon and you want to reload, you'll actually just pick up that weapon regardless of and it'll cancel your reload pretty much. So when I play multiplayer, I use tap to reload. When I do Warzone, I use contextual tap. Everything else down here is pretty similar here. This is pretty important, the depleted ammo weapon switch. You want to use it automatically. I think this is pretty good because otherwise you'll just shoot nothing for a little bit and it's obviously not good. Automatic tac sprint is what I'm used to. You can go automatic sprint, but I just like the tac sprint because it just makes you go faster right out of the gate. As far as general goes, this is what I like. Turn off your film grain if you haven't already. Brightness, it doesn't really matter. You can go a little bit lower than what you want, but you also want to be able to see out of dark corners. So yeah, just pick your poison there. Motion blur, definitely turn it off. It's just very annoying, gives you a headache. Mini map shape, should definitely be round. It just gives you more to see. Square is just, it looks like square would give you more, but when the mini map is actually round, you can turn and it'll go with your turns. And rotation's obviously pretty necessary as well. It'll flip with you. And the last parts I want to talk about here is audio. Definitely go with boost high. It's just the best sensitivity, best audio for what you want to hear. Turn down the music. Usually you don't really need to hear that. Dialogue, it's sometimes important. Master volume, I just have it, around here. It doesn't really matter too much. Effects volume, just keep it about the same. Yeah, voice chat, do all that stuff for communicating with your team. This, make sure it's on no effect. If it's on stealth comms or classic chatter, you'll just hear a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need when you're communicating with your team. And yeah, that's basically it for the best settings. There's no point in making a 10-minute video just on this that some people have made. So yeah, there you go. This is the best settings. Here you go. Number 5 is going to be to spread out your money amongst the entire team. So let's say you have 100K, right? Let's say you have 100K and you guys already have a loadout. You don't need it. What I recommend is split it up. Give someone 40K, give another person 20K, and then maybe you yourself buy a UAV, have someone else buy a UAV, and have the last person buy armor plates for himself. And maybe if he has extra, split it with the team. It's a lot better than, say, for instance, you have 100K, you just buy a self, and then you can't really buy anything else. Maybe you buy a gas mask or a UAV, and then your other 2 people have nothing. This way everyone has something, everyone can contribute at a different time, and it's a lot more spread out, right? So if you run out of UAV, someone else can pop one right away. And I don't know if you noticed, but the UAVs don't really last that long in this game. My 6th and final tip is to be aggressive. I can't stand campers, so me personally, this is just me speaking to the Warzone community here. Be aggressive, okay? Run out of buildings. Bruh. Don't plant claymores and betties in every doorway. But it's also important to be aggressive because you can't hit the gas at all. If you touch the gas for any amount of time, you're pretty much dead. Also, what I mean by aggression is to complete contracts. Okay, they're vital for money, for good loot, and yeah, overall contracts just help to keep the game flowing and moving, so I highly recommend going for those. And the last thing I want to mention here is movement in the gulag is going to help as well. A lot of people just sit back and aim down sights one way, so if you can flank around or go the way they're not looking, you have a good shot of taking them by surprise and probably destroying them. And that's it. These are my 6 ways, pro tips, advanced tips to improve in Warzone. So let me know what you thought of the list. If it helped you, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment on, if you didn't know some of these things, if you knew all of them, I'm sorry, but hopefully this did help someone out there. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.